One.
Welcome to the Flavors Unleashed. I'm Ritah, your host for this specific show where we bring you insights on what we call elevating your cooking skills. And this is it. This is how it looks like. Simple, and it's taken just minutes. Allow me to say, from the aroma of it,
good to see you. It's been a while. How are you?
Hey.
Are you alright?
That you're doing?
Where are you guys headed to?
Sweetheart, I'm going to Entebbe.
Oh,
I was
amazing.
supposed to go on Tuesday, but I missed that flight.
Of course.
And I have to wait for tomorrow.
That is good that you're also going to Entebbe. What about you, Diana?
I also had Premier got to Mogadishu from Nairobi.
Okay, that is good.
Since they are dealing with cargo, I also have some cargo I have to send to Mogadishu.
Good. All the best. I just hope you get it and you're through with your cargo. Even you, Vicky.
Thank you, darling.
I just hope you get for tomorrow and you're
Thank
off.
you so much.
Thank you so much. I have to catch up. Let me let you.
Okay.
All right, dear. Thank you.
Hi, dear.
How are you?
I'm okay. I want to go to Entebbe tomorrow. Do you have space?
Yeah, tomorrow we have flight to Entebbe.
Okay, please. Kindly get me my ticket.
Okay, dear. Dear, here's your ticket.
Oh,
And thank you for choosing Premier Airlines.
thank you so much. At what time is the check-in,
Our
please?
check-in time tomorrow it will be at 7:30.
I can see it is included.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Enjoy your flight and your holiday.
Thank you so much.
At Premier Airlines, we are committed to providing you with the best travel offers and exceptional service, making every journey easy, fast, and stress-free. From smooth luggage handling to seamless boarding, our experienced and dedicated staff are here to ensure your comfort and convenience every step of the way. Book your flight today and discover the skies with Premier Airlines. Visit our head office in Juba at Airport Business Center, Airport Road, opposite the Sedeco building. Call the numbers on the screen, or you can as well email us today. We are here to plan your journey. Premier Airlines. Discover the skies.
It's very bad. I have been fixing this car.
Yes, your needs the insurance.
Yes, hello. I just got involved in it. It's really looking terrible.
Would you kindly send me the detail on my WhatsApp? I'm gonna send you our team.
So please do that. Please do that.
Insure with New Sudan Insurance Company. New Sudan Insurance Company offers motor insurance, health insurance, hotel comprehensive insurance, marine hull and cargo insurance, group personal accident insurance, travel health insurance, fire insurance, contractors all risk, workmen compensation insurance, money insurance, goods in transit insurance, life insurance, property all risk insurance, performance bond, plant and machinery insurance, political violence and terrorism cover, and much more.
I will request you sign here. Okay.
New Sudan Insurance Company is your trusted partner in securing what matters most to you. You are not just a policy holder, you are a family. Visit New Sudan Insurance Company website www.nesico.com or call +211 925 955 000 or +211 919 123 678 or +211 925 478 766 to be part of this family and protect what matters most to you. New Sudan Insurance Company, your risk managers in the Republic of South Sudan.
Hello and welcome to the New Week. This is Juba Echo TV. Coming up, TNLA Speaker urges youth to reject violence and embrace development. In more to come, Minister backs the women's basketball team ahead of the Olympic qualifiers. And internationally, Tanzania aims to raise poultry production export. These and much will become introduced in detail. The Speaker of the National Legislative Assembly, Honorable Joseph Ngere Pachiko, has urged South Sudanese youth to reject violence and resist political manipulation, describing young people as the nation's first line of defense. Speaking during the International Youth Day celebrations, Pachiko called on the nation's youth to direct their energy towards productive economic activities, specifically highlighting agriculture, local innovation, and the responsible use of digital platforms to foster national development.
This year's theme tells the truth. Different contests, common aspirations. Whether you are a pastoral youth in Jongle, a student in Yei, a returnee in Bentiu, a farmer in Munri, a bodaboda rider in any of our towns in Sudan, or a young man at Tori, Kwajo, or Abiei, your context is different, but your aspirations are the same. Peace, a climate that sustains you, and an economy that must include you. Young people, on peace, you are the first line of defense. You have paid the highest price of our divisions and unnecessary conflicts and wars, particularly after independence imposed on you. The youth have lost years of education, carried guns, and also carried grief. However, it's also correct to say that you also carry peace. We have seen you in peace dialogues in Bo, Greater Dawn, Rokon, Kasengor, in Kapoita area, in football pitches for peace in Yambio, Juba, and powerful girls football team in Yei. Most of you are in WhatsApp groups refuting and disproving hate speech. This is commendable. It is obvious and without an iota of doubt that there will be no peace in South Sudan if youth are not at the table of negotiation or discussion. As the Speaker of South Sudan Parliament, I commit the August House to the following. Every peace, security, sports, and reconciliation bill that comes to TNLA must have youth content attached. No more laws will be made for you without youth participation. Now to you, the youth, can you and must you reject the politics of division? Choose dialogue over violence and don't be used as political communal firewood to flare up conflicts. You know firewood, you want to put fire, you put that firewood. You are and should not be a problem. Be the solution.
The Minister of Youth and Sports, Atong Komanyang Juk, has expressed strong support for the South Sudan's women's national basketball team ahead of the FIBA Women's Olympic pre-qualifying tournament in Mexico. Praising the team for representing the nation on the global stage, the minister urged the players to compete with confidence, discipline, and determination. Addressing the squad, the minister reassured them that the nation's government, families, local communities, and the millions of South Sudanese fans are standing firmly behind them. It was also, she also explained that the unavoidable travel restrictions prevented a formal government delegation from reaching Mexico in time to support the team in person.
To our South Sudan women's national basketball team, first and foremost, I want you to know how proud I am of every one of you. This is a very important moment for you and for the Republic of South Sudan. As your Minister of Youth and Sports, I want to wish you every success as you represent our country at the FIBA Women's Olympic pre-qualifying tournament in Guadalajara, Mexico. As you take on some of the best teams in the world, I want you to remember that you are not playing alone. We are with you in spirit. You have the support of the government and of the people of South Sudan, the South Sudan National Olympic Committee, the South Sudan Basketball Federation, your communities, your families, friends, and millions of fans around the world. We made several attempts through our embassy in Ethiopia, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Mexican Commission for Physical Culture and Sports to travel to Guadalajara and stand beside you. However, due to the current travel restrictions, our delegation is unable to make it there on time. Therefore, go on to the court with confidence, discipline, focus, and determination. Fight for every possession. Support one another. And give your absolute best. Remember that you are not alone. Remember that you are not only ambassadors of South Sudan, but you are also role models for the young girls across South Sudan who are watching you and aspiring to become athletes themselves. We are immensely proud of you. Represent our flag with pride. Represent our country with dignity. And most importantly, believe in yourselves. The nation is behind you, and we wish you every success on this important journey towards the Olympic 2026.
Members of Parliament from both the upper, which is the Council of States, and the lower TNLA houses have concluded a two-day consultation on South Sudan's permanent constitution-making process. Organized by the National Constitutional Review Commission, NCRC, the consultations brought together national lawmakers to deliberate on their strategic role in advancing an inclusive, participatory, and citizen-owned constitutional framework. NCRC Secretary General Natana Abraham stated that the direct engagement with Parliament demonstrates a strong commitment to facilitating a transparent and people-driven drafting process. Mohamed Musa, a member of Parliament representing Western Bargaza State, emphasized that the permanent constitution must serve as a primary foundation for defining South Sudan's nationhood and system of governance rather than being treated strictly as a legal document.
We would also like to seize this opportunity to extend our thanks and appreciation as a Commission to the Right Honorable Speakers of the two Houses for their effective coordination with the National Constitutional Review Commission, without which actually these meetings could not have been successful. If anything, this underscores the commitment of the government, the commitment of the national legislature to the constitutional making process. At this stage, we would like to assure that the leadership of the Commission, the National Constitutional Review Commission, and the members of the Commission, as well as the Secretariat, remain committed to ensure that the constitutional making process remains a people-driven process.
These 2 days have reminded us that Constitution is not merely a legal document. It is a foundation upon which we define our nation, regulate the exercise of power, protect the right and freedom of our people, and determine how all South Sudanese can live together in peace, equally and dignity.
Women in the New Side community are calling on government officials, non-governmental organizations, and international donors to support local initiatives aimed at improving their livelihoods and strengthening family welfare. Aravanyacho reports.
Speaking during a meeting on women's empowerment, protection, and advocacy organized by the Global Voices organization, local women leaders and community members called on government institutions, donors, and stakeholders to support economic self-reliance and to strengthen efforts to end gender-based violence.
أنا بقدر لمو إيده كله في محل واحد فعلا النسوان في كتير لكن حاجة اللي تكون ببادة بو يا هما في أفكار في لكن ذات زول اللي بيجوا إنتكم ولا بدام إنتكم في حاجة يا هما في لكن كان في حاجات ده كلنا بقدر أعمل وده حاجة يا هما.
Group member Mama Fatuma warned that gender-based violence in new society is escalating. She noted that women frequently bear the full burden of household bills and chores, while some men spend family earnings on alcohol. Mama Fatuma called on non-government organizations and community stakeholders to stand with women by supporting local violence prevention initiatives and family welfare.
Itaendi rajil, lakini ita bibiu mula, ita bedafa yal fi mederesa, ita bitimu sana kumasata yal kulu, kanita ginadi biduguita. Ogurusa rajiri gitala gisiru fimerisa. Oh, gira tesu mo nuswanta nini. Nuswani ini fi suffering say de. Tani de gikele ngali kani bediru fi gaba ina gikele mgali nuswani biligora. Afsa de nuswani gigeni kanu lisa umoni fi gaba ina. Misani fi gaba ina sala gumasi tayagi biule rajiri. Ini wosulu sawa. Nuswani fi tabu sedit. Mede ajerede jez musteswa. Musasa boy o aja Canada aju gurus o musasa jadu ta hukuma biga aju gurus.
Group member Nada Sunday urged parents to resolve disagreements privately, warning that witnessing frequent conflicts at home deeply harms children's emotional well-being.
Kaniyal fi bet WhatsApp kereta kum shakil berajil tak wala mara tak kanda kun indu mushkila kereta kun geni istene ze haja ta saa 12 wala saa 1 gomu mara take wala gomu rajil take tambe bado un sikere takun shunu ta mashakil fi jua lakin mashakil alta kibara shakil aligo yalfi yalle bigum shunu be fikra alma kwes galu mata babu ta mun nasa mashakil mermun ma be karam shunu yal so ana dar dafi be zeno mahat wa abuhat kelena يختار ميالته تنا كان عنده مشكلة شالا كان كلام ده جواجه تكيف إذا كده صبر لهذا في زمن شنو اليال كل نوم يلا تبي بعد ونس بمارة تكي ولا تبونس براجل تكي كده شنو يال برابا شنو بتربية الكويس.
Meanwhile, Christine Kidenwani warned that exposure to gender-based violence leaves children chronically stressed, often resulting in behavioral issues, school dropout, and homelessness. The women of New Side are jointly calling on government agencies, international donors, and local organizations to fund grassroots empowerment projects and step up protection measures against domestic violence.
Especially the boys, they will grow up with that attitude. All the time my father is fighting my mother. Once in the future they are married, they also treat their wife the same way their mothers are treated. It is giving them negative impact in their mind. and they will not take responsibility like their parents. When my father is not responsible, yeah, I will also end up not being responsible. I will not be providing for the family, and children, fourthly, they might not go to school. You don't have money for supporting them. They will end up being these niggers in the street.
Reporting for Juba Echo TV, I am Araba Nyachol Maju.
The governor of Central Equatorial State, Emmanuel Adil Anthony, has called on holdout groups in Morobo County to abandon conflict and embrace peace, urging them to join the government and ensure citizens can travel freely and safely, emphasizing that peace is the only viable path forward for Morobo. Governor Adil appealed for an immediate end to attacks on civilians. Addressing border-related disputes, he stated that such issues must be resolved through government dialogue rather than violence. He also encouraged the people of Morobo to prepare for the upcoming elections to choose their leaders democratically. Our reporter has more.
Community leaders led by Peter Wani affirmed their readiness to partner with the government on local development while pointing out persistent security challenges, a rising number of returnees, and the presence of holdouts groups. They requested state support to facilitate community dialogues and reconciliation forums alongside aids for development projects and land demarcation for local government facilities.
Wider, Kelana Wurule Nas, the Central Victoria of the Zat, the County, Walela Fimono Wini. Get it to go to the Salam. There, Kalamdo. Kalam the race in Murebli, Galwa Zurufi, Ibele, Lakin I get there, with Salam Kanfi, I get it by Amulu. Order Subur Minakum, Unina Masin in the Gabat, Kelito Amusunu, Shari could be the Gabat. There, Kalam the race in me. Cool result, Kelly Shari Kulimu Ida, Yala Bodor, and there Kotakina wants to know. Sibu Kalam the Amusde. They want the law governor behind. What the law MPs are doing, and the Shakal Vijubana. Our MPs give up for the sense once in a while. Talata Sharo about the Talata Sharo. So, Kevin Atiwa Kurkara is all the Sakal Salam. He said, Gilunas.
Respectful appeal to the government of Central Equatorial State and the national government to make the restoration and the consolidation of peace and security in Morobo County as an urgent priority. The people of Morobo County deserve to live without fear, cultivate their land, educate their children, conduct business, and access essential services in a safe and secure environment. We also call upon our citizens to speak with one voice against violence, avoid that fuel conflict, and work together to promote dialogue, reconciliation, and a peaceful coexistence. To our development partners, we appeal to continue support to peace-building, humanitarian assistance, recovering, and resilient programs. We further request timely support for the welfare of the organized forces, including food supplies and the logistical support to maintain morale, discipline, and their ability to protect the civilians effectively.
The Morobo Permanent Chiefs reiterated the need for direct government engagement with holdouts group to restore stability, enabling residents to safely return to the farming, the backbone of the local economy. Juba Eco TV, Ritah Mathews reports.
And internationally, Tanzania aims to raise poultry production exports.
After losing her job and briefly working as a garment middleman, Agatha Msaki turned to poultry farming in 2018. She started with just 200 chickens at home. Today, she has a separate farm with nearly 5,000 birds. She also supplies broiler chicks and shares her experience with other farmers entering the business.
People can see that there is a demand for chickens, and this is a business you can start at home. You do not need complicated structures. You can order your chicks, and even if you do not know how to raise them, I can guide you. I know the medicines needed at the beginning, what the poultry house should look like, and I already have customers like this.
Farmers like Agata are part of a sector that supports more than 2 million smallholder producers. The government has now launched a 10-year strategy aimed at increasing production, strengthening the value chain, and opening up new markets.
Chickens are an important part of the identity of our regions in the Central Zone. Traditionally, when people saw a homestead with chickens, it was a sign that people lived there. So for me and the government, launching this strategy today is a source of great encouragement.
Tanzania has about 88 million chickens but exports only around 200 tons of chicken meat a year. The country has room to grow but faces competition as neighbors Kenya and Uganda are also looking to ramp up exports. And according to projections from the United Nations, poultry demand across Africa is expected to reach nearly 11.8 million tons by 2050. Tanzania has the birds, the farmers, and a growing market. Industry players say that what is needed now is more investment in high-quality chickens, affordable feed, and processing to turn this potential into a strong industry that can compete both at home and abroad. The Tanzanian government wants to use existing meat export links to reach neighboring countries and markets in Asia and the Middle East, with a focus on developing branded poultry products. But farmers say improving competitiveness and innovation will require stronger support on the ground. Disease outbreaks remain a concern, along with infrastructure in the industry. Industry players are calling for better oversight of suppliers providing chicks and feed.
We ask the large farms that supply us with chicks to provide high-quality Grade 1 chicks and to improve the quality of the feed they supply us with.
Agata now plans to expand to 10,000 chickens on a 1-hectare farm with an even bigger ambition, producing chicks for export. The government plans to work with the private sector to develop modern hatcheries, processing plants, and cold chain facilities to feed the poultry industry, which will in turn support farmers like Agata, transform East African rural economies, and improve food security.
And still internationally, Egypt turns to pan-African payment and settlement system to boost intra-African trade.
Karim Ismail's company manufactures artificial grass and plants for real estate and sports arenas and is an exporter to several African markets. However, he suffers from logistical complications when trading in the continent.
These challenges are well documented for years. We face a lot of difficulty in financial transactions. They are usually through costly intermediary banks outside the continent and in USD. It requires a long clearance process that delays a lot of agreements and shipments.
The Pan-African Payment Security System, or PAPS, has been designed by the Afreximbank to override such issues and facilitate payments between African countries in local currencies. The Central Bank of Egypt had signed up to the mechanism in December 2024.
The PAPS is not just a payment system. It is a digital infrastructure for all African countries. PAPS saves about $5 billion in transaction fees by excluding foreign intermediary banks. Second, it cuts down the clearance process from the transactions to 2 or 3 minutes only. The simplified digital system allows access to markets that don't have strong banking infrastructure, but more importantly, it reduces dependence on the hard currency like the USD and the euro.
And this is music to the ears for businessmen who are seeking to increase their foothold in African markets.
We've been waiting for such a system for many years as manufacturers, exporters and traders. This will soften the demand on hard currency. Using the local payments will speed up the transaction process and increase volumes of trade and investments. We just need it to expand further as it is only limited to certain amounts so far. We need it in all banks so we can all benefit.
Though no transaction figures through PAPS have been released from Egypt, the Prime Minister here has confirmed the North African countries fully behind this payment system.
The central bank is working on expanding cooperation with more countries in the continent using the payments system in local currency. We have also seen the success of a currency swap deal with China. We want to build on that.
Trading in local currencies benefits the state's budget as it reduces dependence on hard currency.
This will allow Egypt to grow its investments, trade and exports to African markets. It is a large and tapped continent with natural resources, human resources and a developing infrastructure. Focusing on African trade is a prelude to our economy's prosperity.
According to state statistics agency CAPMAS, Egypt's trade within Africa stood at $9.7 billion in 2025. With a population of nearly 1.5 billion people in the continent, there is potential for significant growth.
And now coming up, the daily exchange rate. And that brings us to the end of the news hour. But here is a quick recap of our headline. TNLA Speaker urges youth to reject violence and embrace development. Minister backs the women's basketball team ahead of the Olympic qualifiers. And internationally, Tanzania aims to raise poultry production export. That has been the news hour. I am Ritah Mathews. Do stay blessed.
Find more news, sports, entertainment stories on Juba Echo TV.
Juba Echo TV. Information for empowerment.
SteamSat Company Limited, a solution to satellite services like DSTV, StarTimes, LNB all types, subscriptions, free installations. We also do aluminum fabrication to doors, windows, partitioning, suspended ceiling, prefurb, panel cladding, glasses. Call us now on +211 925 068 406 +211 985 068. Email us on bnksolutions@hotmail.com.
Find us on Gudele Road after Pacific Petrol Station on the right hand, just 500 meters from Advance Radio.
مع شركة طيران بريميا، المدن الرئيسية في شرق أفريقيا أقرب إلى قلبك مما تتخيل. تذاكر طيران بأسعار معقولة إلى أي وجهة داخل شرق أفريقيا. رحلات جوية بين مدن مثل جوبا ونيروبي ومقديشو وإنتبه. أكثر من 30 رحلة أسبوعياً إلى 20 وجهات بأسعار لا تضاهي. ابدأ رحلتك القادمة مع شركة طيران بريميا. للتواصل مع شركة طيران بريميا اتصل على الأرقام التالية 0912000992 أو 0982300023 أو 0988251993 أو 0929389389 أو يمكنك إرسال رسالة نصية على البريد الإلكتروني premierairlines@gmail.com أو premiermarketing-juba2025@gmail.com. لسنوات كنا الجسر الذي يربط بين مكان وجودك وقلبك في شرق إفريقيا. بريميا، نحن شركة طيران رائدة.
The game was on fire. Every pass, every goal, every second, unmissable. Then, blackout. But not all screens go dark. One app, one tap, changes everything. With My Home TV, the match never stops. Live, anywhere, anytime. My Home TV, your TV, always with you.